And they say that children are like pancakes. The first one's always a bit weird. Well, that was definitely true of Iggy. So he sprung into the world 5 weeks early. He did everything unconventionally. When most babies are pulling themselves up on things to stand, he would reverse himself up things. When most babies were learning to crawl, he was bum shuffling at high speeds, always with one hand outstretched to grab things and throw them across the room, and the other hand he was using as an oar, and he would bum shuffle at top speed. When he was a bit older, it started to become obvious that he was physically different as well. He was extremely skinny and he was very hypermobile. So he was weird, yeah, weird and wonderful. I loved him to bits. This is him a bit older then. So in high school, he became extremely anxious because by this point he's 6 foot tall and still incredibly skinny. He's autistic, which is why I've got the international symbol for autism there, the chicken nugget. Apparently it's an invisible disability, but tell that to bullies. They don't think it's invisible, they can tell. They know we're autistic, or they know that there's some vulnerability that they can exploit, and we all get really mercilessly bullied. He was quite girly, and he was also LGBT. So the kids were so vile to him at school. One example, they used to say, oh, Iggy's weird. Oh, run away from Iggy, we don't want to catch his weird. So he was ostracized. He'd tell me that he wanted to disappear. He wanted to just wear black and not draw any attention to himself because he didn't want the bullies to notice him and pick on him, until eventually he disappeared completely. So now what I have left is a memory of a mischievous grin. Lots of memories actually, and I do talk about him a lot. And because I'm weird, I process it in a weird way, so I paint about it and it helps me to process my emotions. I carried on painting then, painted things that reminded me of him onto rocks, and then I started to paint neurodiversity affirming rocks and LGBT affirming rocks and hide them around. I would retrace the steps of our walks, hiding these Iggy rocks. There's one here, this was the prototype Iggy rock that gave me the idea for that group. And the rainbow's inside out, and my daughter Izzy said, Mum, don't change it. You've got that the wrong way around, but that's okay. It's just different, and Iggy was different, and different is okay. And that's where I got my hashtag, different is okay. This was Iggy's bedroom. It's now my office, and I've painted a countryside mural on it with a rainbow to remind me of him. I haven't moved house to try and forget because I'm keeping the memories alive, and that's how I roll. And I'm now as weird as I like, and I don't care if the trendies would pick on me now because I'm 48 and I just don't care anymore. My daughters are just as weird as me, and they love it. They're both autistic, they're both queer, they lean into that, they wear their LGBT status like a badge of honour. They would not want to be normies. So here we all are cosplaying at a cosplay con, which is quite weird and quite geeky, but who cares, we're happy. This is what I aspire to. This guy, Bill Bailey, he's very weird, but he's written a book about birds, which is one of my special interests too. And it's full of his own sketches and photos and his own jokes and observations and anecdotes. And nobody's picking on him and telling him that he's weird. They know he's weird, and that's why they love him. And that's what I aspire to. That's what I want for my kids. And that's why I support Weird Pride Day. This has been going for 4 years. This is the 4th Weird Pride Day. And it's a time when weirdos like myself can say, screw you, normative bullies. I'm weird, I'm here, I'm queer, get used to it, I'm not going anywhere. And I've just got this quote from Maya Angelou, which really brings it into sharp relief for me. If you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be.